So in this video, I wanted to speak about being the black sheep of the family. I just wanted to share this information. I did a little bit more research on the topic, and I wanted to share this information for anybody who may possibly be the black sheep of the family, and give you just a little bit of insight so you can go in and do a little bit more research on the topic. Okay, so I'm gonna discuss like signs and behavior from family members. I'm also gonna discuss side effects from being like the black sheep of the family, and then I'm also going to discuss how you can own being the black sheep of the family and how it can actually benefit you in life. So signs and behavior of being the black sheep of the family. One of the signs of being a black sheep of the family turns its back on the black sheep of the family some of the times. Another sign is the black sheep is often talked about and criticized. Another sign is the black sheep is often belittled by family. And usually when the black sheep is, when the family is turning its back on the black sheep, this is often what is happening. The black sheep may often be ostracized and not invited to family events or informed about family matters. And sometimes, like, say for instance, you have like a relative that's ill, an older relative, and the family may not even notify you or notify you at the last minute, or you may be the last one to find out. Different things like that. That's just an example. Often parents treat the black sheep differently, which often leads to sibling bullying and humiliating. Sometimes this can be subtle, but it can increase over time. So that also goes back to constantly being criticized and belittled by family. Yeah. Being a black sheep of the family can cause psychological and emotional trauma. And some side effects of being a black sheep of the family are anger is a side effect. Definitely if you're feeling like you're constantly being belittled and picked on and humiliated by family members. Oftentimes, the humiliation will be done in public or in view of other individuals. So if you're having like a group gathering, you have extended family there, or your family may be having like a party or something like that, like little embarrassing things may be said about you, or your behavior, different things that you do may constantly be picked apart and criticized. Your hobbies and interests, you know, whatever, depending on what career field you went down, usually it's probably going to be pertaining to something that's a hobby of yours. It may be criticized, you may be singled out about it, made to feel like, you know, you're different or strange for even choosing to do that. Often another one is hurt because you genuinely love your family. You genuinely like want to connect. Like as a human, you want to connect and you want to be loved and you want to share love. So you can't understand why you're being singled out or you're being picked on. Another sign is resentment. You may become resentful due to this behavior or what you're experiencing in this family dynamic. And oftentimes, the black sheep of the family can also be in like narcissistic family environments. Also, family environments that have like some narcissistic families or environments, or like families that have a history of mental illness. Sometimes that stuff is hid and is not discussed. So the black sheep may often feel alone a lot. And yeah, and they can also behave, they can also develop a chip on the shoulder behavior. You can also develop like you just resentful, or you feel like you always have something to prove to somebody. Yeah. And also you could be very defensive. Like somebody will say something, you know, say like you're out in public and you know you're talking to a friend, or even this can happen in like work environments. Somebody will say something and you may feel offended or defensive or feel like you're being targeted or singled out. That's why it's really important to address this, because this can often affect like your work life. your love life, your relationships with your children, if it's not addressed. Some people don't even understand that this is something that they experience. You can also always be like apologetic because you were often criticized and or accused of things or picked apart. You can often always be seeking to apologize for behavior that you're not even responsible for. You can often constantly be like criticizing yourself as well. And yeah, you can develop a lot of codependent behaviors. Another side effect could be you could feel very misplaced, like you don't have a place in the world, like you don't belong, often feeling misplaced just in your family dynamic as well. You could keep to yourself a lot because with the fact that you are being ostracized and picked on, which can also lead to more being picked on more as well. Sometimes the family's behavior and these things can be very subtle. Oftentimes, like the outside, and somebody looking from the outside won't necessarily realize that this is going on. But if they actually pay attention to like the behavior and things that happens when the black sheep is not around, usually this person is talked about a lot. Um, Ways that you can own being the black sheep. Black sheep are often secretly admired by others. And a lot of the times you don't know this, because you were, picked apart so much within that family dynamic. You may not know that you are secretly admired by your family members, or whether it's a community that ostracized you. You may not know that you're secretly admired. Just due to the fact that you wanted that compassion and understanding, and you didn't understand why you weren't getting it, it could cause you to be more empathetic to others. Therefore, you will have a more open perspective, a more broadened perspective of how you perceive others and their ideas and thoughts and their feelings, and allow you to be more nurturing in a sense. Yeah. So it's important to continue to stay authentic to yourself and not to worry about the opinion of your family members. Often black sheep, like I said, they follow their own passions. Like they go for jobs that they really want to work because of the fact that they always felt like ostracized and pushed to the side or misplaced and rejected. And this often leads to more, honestly, like when you do follow those your own passions, like whether or not it's a different like school, within school, like if you decide to take up a different major in school, or whether or not you decide to take up a different religion, this often can lead to more like attacks by your family members. So like formulating down, and also like sometimes you realize that you have to remove yourself, your black yourself, you have to remove yourself from this family dynamic. And a lot of times that's what black sheep do, and that's why they are often considered like loners, or you usually go away from the family. You usually don't want to sometimes attend like family gatherings and get-togethers because you know what it's going to lead to, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. Also, formulating downstream thoughts about the experience of being a black sheep can also help you. It can also help you with some of the side effects. It can also help you manifest like supportive people around you, people who actually listen to you, people who actually value you and your opinion. Love is infinite and love is all around us. So just allowing yourself to like manifest what you really need for yourself into your reality by removing people and things that don't serve you out of your environment can help you a lot. And just showing up for ourselves in general. And being a black sheep, like I said before, often helps you broaden your perspective in life. And it's often due to the lack of compassion and understanding, and you don't want to inflict this behavior on others. So it gives you like the ability, like you have the ability to view multiple perspectives and have a respect and an understanding for somebody. So that's definitely with religion. Like, you can be friends with people who are of all different religions, and because you understand the importance of people having different perspectives. They don't have to believe in what you believe in. They don't have to want to do what you do. You respect them as an individual because that's what you wanted for yourself. And yeah, and it also helps with your creativity because you're not bound by titles, labels, and the opinions of others. So when it goes in just into life in general, your career path that you choose is usually one of a creative nature. And like I said, being a black sheep often inspires you to view different perspectives, and that can help you really grow yourself and your business just in general in life. So I know this video is pretty short, but these are just some things that I wanted to share about being a black sheep. It's nothing wrong with feeling like you need to distance yourself from individuals. Definitely, if it's people that don't have your best interest at heart. Even when you try to distance yourself, the ganging up usually increases. So another important thing to do is to set up boundaries. You need to have healthy boundaries for yourself and for others, because often being a black sheep, there was no such thing as boundaries. Like, you probably got older and realized, like, hey, what is a boundary? So I don't have to let people do this to me. And that's a very sad thing to realize. It's often that, and that's something I experienced as well when I started to learn about boundaries and, things that were healthy and, things that were unhealthy. So just doing research on boundaries and, trying to understand yourself and, trying to also understand and empathize with others, even those family members. Like, trying to be compassionate and understand why it actually happened, so you can release that guilt off yourself and you realize that it's not your fault. You're not the cause and you're not guilty and you're not responsible for that. It can also help you. It'll help you a lot in life. So I hope this video helps somebody. I hope this video helps somebody want to do a little bit more research on, being a black sheep, and also do a little bit more research on boundaries and healthy coping mechanisms and things like that. So, yeah, that's where I'm going to leave this video. And, I wish you guys the best. All right. Bye-bye.